Robert is a struggling Bournemouth up next for Manchester United at Old Trafford. Now, this is going to be a preview for the game. We'll be talking the predicted team, what Ruben Amorim said in his pre-match press conference, as well as some other predictions as well in the game. So let's get into it now. Bournemouth, a team that are struggling at the moment. They haven't won in their last 5 games. They got a draw in their last result against against Chelsea. And they're a team that, again, not really on great form. Obviously, Iraola has done a very, very good job with Bournemouth, and he's developed them to be a very, very good side. Now, again, let's talk Manchester United team news first. Benjamin SESKO is out. Harry Maguire and Matthias de Ligt are guaranteed out of this game. With injuries, de Ligt has something in his back, and we don't know what Maguire's injury is yet. Now, Benjamin Sesko, he's someone who has got food poisoning, so again, it's still waiting to be seen whether he'd be available for the game against Bournemouth. Now, you look at Bournemouth last 5 results: 3 losses, 2 draws in their last 5 games. Not been great, and their away form is not great either. They're a team struggling at the moment, and I think it's a perfect opportunity for United to take advantage of it. We got a very good result against Wolves on Monday, albeit being Wolves. But again, they are definitely there for the taking. Bournemouth have now dropped to 13th in the table. If they were to win, they would go 2 points behind United, because if United would win, it would progress us further up the table. Now again, Ruben Amorim talks about how Iraola is a top manager and he's developed a very, very good Bournemouth side, which he has. They've got a very, very good team. So let's talk about Bournemouth. Their last 5 results, their last 6 results. They lost 3-1 to Manchester City. They lost 4-0 to Aston Villa. They drew 2-2 with West Ham. Lost 3-2 to Sunderland. Lost 1-0 to Everton and got a draw with Chelsea on the weekend. Now, you look at their last away result, or their last away game, it was against Sunderland, in which they lost. So listen, their away form, and you look at the away game before that, Villa lost and Man City lost. So their home form has not been great, and so neither has their away form. So I think this is a perfect opportunity to Manchester United to take advantage of a Bournemouth side that has actually beaten Manchester United 3-0 in the last 2 years at Old Trafford. So not a great form there for Manchester United at the moment against Bournemouth at Old Trafford. But again, it was like that with Brighton, and we had a very convincing result against them, beating them by 2 goals, 4-2 at home. Now look at this was the Bournemouth team. We know the threats that Bournemouth have: Evan Nilsson, Semenyo, Justin Kluivert. They're a very, very good team. They're very solid defensively. Treffer is a very, very good left back and someone who I thought replaced Kirkes very, very well. He's very good on the ball. We know the threat that Semenyo has. Again, he might not have scored in the last few games, but we know he can always pose a threat and cause problems down that right-hand side or left-hand side, depending on where he plays. So again, it's not going to be an easy game for Manchester United. Again, no game is easy in the Premier League. Yes, Bournemouth are struggling, but you never know. They could turn up and have a very, very good result. So yeah, listen, it's going to be a tricky game. I expect it not to be easy. Bournemouth are quite solid defensively. However, if we look at Bournemouth stats, in their last game at home, they had 39% possession. 39% possession. And you look at their stats this season: expected goals, 21 goals. United have expected goals, 7. Their top assist maker is Marcos Senesi, who's a centre-back. The top goal scorer is Semenyo with 6 goals. If you look at the goals per match, 1.4, and the goals they concede is 1.6. So they do concede more goals than they do score, and they average around 52% possession as well. They have 5 clean sheets, which is pretty good. It's joint 6th in the league. So yeah, listen, they're a decent side, and we know they can definitely cause problems. Now that's their team there. Now this was the Manchester United team that faced Wolves on Monday evening. Now obviously with Le Mans in goal. Now de Ligt we know still out of the game. Maguire's out of the game as well. So, and again, Amorim talked about AFCON and how United are still trying to keep Mbeumo and Ahmad, and they're also kind of preparing for them not to be in the game as well. But this is going to be my team. Le Mans will stay in goal. I go for a back 3 of Shaw. I think you keep Aiden Heaven in there and you go with Mazraoui. Again, you could see Euro potentially come in as well in that central centre-back position, but I thought Mazraoui was particularly good against Wolves, and I think he probably does deserve to start this game. Into midfield, you go Casemiro, Fernandes. Diallo will be your right wing back. Dallo will be your left wing back, and I think Dallo should be our left wing back. He's looked very good in the last few games. He got an assist against Wolves, a goal against West Ham. He had a very good, solid defensive performance. And again, he's someone who Amorim really trusts at left wing back. The 2 number 10s, now you go Cunha and Mbeumo. And I think Mount has to be someone that starts. Now again, there would be concern of the fact that Mason Mount hasn't played or Amorim talked about how you need to manage his minutes. He played 190 minutes in the last 2 years, so again, it would be maybe you start and you bring on Xerxes for the last 45. But I think certainly after that performance against Wolves, Mason Mount does deserve to start in this team, and as well as a big game for Cunha, we need to try and get at that Bournemouth defence. We're going to be a totally different opponent to Wolves. Now going back to the prediction, what do I think the prediction will be now? Listen, United, we score goals this season. I mean, that hasn't really been a problem. I think the goals that we conceded is a slight issue, and I think something that we need to work on. But in terms of what I think the result will be, I'm going to go a tight 2-1 Manchester United win. I think Bournemouth score goals. United haven't kept the clean sheet in a while, but I think we just have enough to get the win over this side. Now listen, this is going to be our last game, potentially with Mbeumo, Ahmad, and Mazraoui all in the team. So again, we really need to take advantage of that. And again, let's see if we can get the win. It'd be good to get a win at home against Bournemouth, and that's something that Amorim said we are striving to do. And again, it's not going to be easy, but I think home game against Bournemouth, we're in a good bit of form. Bournemouth are struggling at the moment. It'd be great to see Manchester United get a win at home because again, we need points on the table, and this is a perfect opportunity to take advantage of a team that is struggling. Now, let me know your thoughts. That has been your preview. In terms of the team, as I said, I'll go back to it there. Lamont's in goal, a back three of Shaw. I think he'll keep his place. You got Maswari on the right, either Yoro or Aiden Heaven in the middle. Dallo and Ahmad as your wing backs. Dorgu on the bench. Casemiro and Bruno in the middle. Cunha, Mbeumo and Mason Mount as your front three, and I think that will be the team to get the job done. Now, we know what to expect from Bournemouth. Semenyo, Kluivert, Tavernier, they're decent from set pieces. Marcos Senesi, again, someone he can find those long range passes, but it's safe to say the Bournemouth side in the last few games have been struggling compared to what we've seen them when they started off the season. But let's see what does happen. Let me know your thoughts on what you think and how do you think the game will go. I'm going to back Manchester United to get the victory. But again, we know no Harry Maguire in this game. As well, I mean, could Martinez potentially start the game? I mean, Martinez, someone who he got, the last 20 minutes, I think, against Wolves. So, yeah, it'd be a perfect chance to potentially give him a start. He's had a few cameos now off the bench. I don't quite think it's time, but I think definitely against Villa, you could potentially consider starting him in that left centre-back position. But, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Manchester United versus Bournemouth preview.